Okay, first thing, nose strip. It's one of those breathe strips. Pulls your nose apart, helps you breathe. My sinuses were acting up, and this is seeming to help. So it's Thursday night. Got back from the Pink House, and it's Thursday night. About to go to bed. So I think this is going to help. I'm going to give it a shot, see what it does. Anyway, Thursday night here. There's another Zoom meeting tonight, and it's wonderful. It was actually really, really wonderful. It was on light language. I'm not going to use the people's names because I don't have permission, but it was on light language. The main speaker presenter apparently does this all the time, and her whole goal was to activate all the participants that were there. So there's, I don't know, a dozen people or so, 15 people or so there. I guess maybe 20, I don't know. A decent number. These are repeat people that keep coming over and over because they're all people like me, I guess, different, a little different. A lot of them are walk-ins, actual walk-ins. Oh, there was one lady on there, one of the attendees, and she talked about specific stuff just like me. Rachel, she's in her 30s. She said she got a scientific mind. She actually had to quit the whole scientific thing because of different reasons, but had a walk-in experience, born telepathic, was able to astral travel as a very young child. Um, the whole thing, and it's just like exactly like me. I mean, she was started going down the list. Now, nobody's talked about reality responding kind of things, but the psychic stuff, yeah, she had them and scientific brain. I'm like, yay! Somebody else kind of close to me on that, and that was kind of exciting to see that. And the light language, anyway, is a particular type way of speaking. It's almost tribal sounding. These odd words, weird words, and it didn't click with me at first. It's like I understand where she's coming from, but and it's beautiful sounding what she's doing, and you can get all the emotions from it. You can feel it, what she's saying, and that's the whole thing: is the feel, the impression, the images you get in your mind when they're speaking this light language, and it's wonderful. So what she did, she described it and talked about it and demonstrated a lot more about it. And then she did one-on-one with each attending there. She goes, I want to have a conversation with each one of you and try this. So she went through a few exercises and techniques as a group to get things started, feeling the vibrations in your chest as you speak and hum and do different things. And then she went into one-on-one conversations with this different language, this light language. So she would pick on someone, they would unmute their microphone, she would start the conversation, and then they would speak back, and then the presenter would speak, and then the attendee would speak back. So it was a back and forth conversation. And it went around to every single person. One of the people, new people, first time she had ever been speaking, and a lot of the attendees got the impression this was a very old galactic type language. This one person was speaking, it was kind of neat. When she got to me, so I did the same thing. She started the conversation, and I would speak the conversation back. And by this point, something had happened already. I realized something by this point, by the time she got to me, because she was saying, what you do is let your mind go. This is you just open up and let it feel and let it flow, and this language just flows out. It's just there within you and with it everywhere, and it just flows out. And once you start explaining, I'm like, oh my god, I was speaking this whenever I had this soul infusion walk-in experience thing during puberty and that first depression, and I felt this thing come in me, all this stuff come in me. After that, I started speaking this language just when I'm by myself walking and just talking or doing my gardening when I really relax, my mind's blank and I'm just open up to everything. I would speak this odd language. My wife knows this. I even told her about this Zoom meeting. She's like, "You did this," and as a younger person, because she knew me in seventh grade as a teenager, it's like, yeah, they're talking about this exact same thing. I spoke this kind of thing way back when, and every now and then, but not as often now. I kind of quit doing it. Just speak normal English, whatever the normal English is. But that, and but this light language, I do every now and then, and a lot back in trial and error days as a teenager and in college. Would do it a lot just on my own, just talking to existence and everything out there, plants and life everywhere. I would just talk this odd language, and my wife knows this. It's funny. And that's what they were talking about. That was this light language. And she got to me, and we were speaking back and forth. She started the conversation, and I would say this other language back and forth, and it was just going back and forth. It was beautiful. Just beautiful. And then one time she reverted and said something about me and being a shaman, or me and shaman type language or something. And I'm like, this? But when I was doing the Zoom meeting, I was up like this, so I was blocking it. But I think she saw this part at one point. Maybe that's why she said it. I'm not sure. But I thought that was funny that she said that with this little guy here. So I thought that was funny. And what really made it click, it didn't really click that that was that language I was speaking way back when. I had forgotten about it, honestly. I had completely forgotten about it because I just thought, it's just mumbling, just odd sounds, and because it feels good, it feels right, and I got my arms crossed, sorry, but feels good, feels right, just this odd language, and I completely forgot about it. The other thing I forgot about was writing. Back in high school and college days, instead of doodling, I didn't doodle. Most people doodle. What I did is I wrote these weird characters and symbols as lines. It was like writing, and I would fill up an entire page of this weird writing in symbols. It was odd, the oddest thing, but it was writing instead of doodling. And that's what made it click, because she was talking about this and how you do the light language, and it's a feel and it opens up and these words just come out. She goes, but you can also doodle this or write it. It's like a writing style that sometimes comes out. I'm like, when she said that, my memory clicked in. It's like, I remember that. And I asked my wife, she goes, yes, you did that. My wife remembers me doing that. So it's not that I'm creating a false memory in my own brain. She remembers it too, because she's known me since 7th grade as a teenager during all that. She was around during the walk-in experience. She knew me before I had the walk-in experience, and she was around when the walk-in experience happened with me and all that. So that's why we get along so well, because she's known me through all this. And she knows about this weird language and the writing I did like that. And when the presenter mentioned this, I was like, I remember doing that. It's just mind blowing. Just like, there really are other people like me. It's just, I still haven't heard anybody talk about the reality responding kind of things yet. I expect them to get to it though. At this rate of speed and them talking about it, I'm expecting to get to this any day now. The Law of One talked about that. That series, The Law of One, talked about reality responding. When you can see the life and everything it responds, the Law of One talked about being able to do that sort of thing. So at least something talked about it, but no person has talked to me about it yet. But the way these people are amazing, I expect them to get to that any day now. Now, Monday is going to be another Zoom meeting. It is going to be on ascension and consciousness type things by another more experienced person. And you may be thinking like these are all on the Zoom, younger people, just, wild young people. It's like, probably the youngest there, I guess, was 30, I guess, but very scientific mind and well thought out. But a lot of older people like me, it's amazing. It's just amazing. And they're all wonderful. They're all absolutely wonderful and unique and brilliant in their own ways. So it's really nice to see. And that was just another thing that happened today, was this light language. It's like, I had completely forgot about that, speaking that. And it's back. And I was so excited when she got to me and I was able to speak to her, and it was just a conversation, and it was wonderful. Okay, it's the next morning after the Zoom meetings. Got my cup of tea, just waking up. Yeah, waking up. I just want to say thank you, and I am going to use a couple of people's names here because I don't think they'll mind at all. The hostess who is hosting the Zoom meetings it's this person, Sheila Sept. I bought this book the very first time she mentioned it because I feel such a connection, and I had never heard walk-ins, and that was me, the walk-in infusion. And they'll talk about this. So in a past video, I mentioned I would never buy a book or join a tribe. I can't help it on these people. I can't help it at all. Is they feel like this kind of weird family, and I love it. I just love it. So this is Sheila Sepp. This is her book. All the people listed on the front of the book, a lot of them are in these meetings, these Zoom meetings, and they're all fantastic, just fantastic. Including Yvonne Perry, who's listed on this book. She's mentioned in it. I believe she also has a book that a lot of them have their own books out talking about their experiences. I'm just putting mine out here because I'm crazy, and I just don't know. But they're all amazing, so I don't think they'll mind since they have books out there they're published, and I think they're in the public light, and they don't mind. But I just wanted to send out a huge note of gratitude for Sheila for putting all this out there, and for Yvonne last night helping me recover this lost memory of speaking this language that I used to speak more often all the time. My wife remembered it. And when I talk about writing, that's what clicked it for me. When she talked about this writing, it's like doodling, but then it's a type of writing that comes out sometimes. And that's what made me remember. And I just did it sitting here right before I started recording this, drinking my tea. And this is what it looked like for me. I'm just gonna, let me see if I can get it up here clear, get up closer. That is what it looks like when I did it. It's in straight lines. Some people call it doodling, I guess. But with me, it's a writing style, and it goes in lines and goes like that. And I would fill up pages doing this kind of thing. It's so weird. But when she said that, and I just did this a few seconds ago. So it's like, this is what it is for me when I write. And I don't know why it comes out like that. I don't know why. But when she said that it comes out like that sometimes, it's like, click. There's that memory. I didn't forget. Well, I did forget, but she helped me recover that memory. So I am so grateful.